depth of vegetation. Onions get cooked down. They get a little balsamic vinegar for some sweetness. Then we have our zucchini that's added in. We're gonna add a little garlic to it. And then the whole entire thing gets lemon zest. It gets milk. It gets eggs, of course, the star of the show. Hey everyone, it's Elena Besser here in the Food52 test kitchen. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the founder of the lineup and a really passionate cook and particularly passionate about eggs. And we are in the kitchen today with, you guessed it, Nellie's free-range eggs. Check out my apron. I will do a little modeling spin for you. She's chic. She loves eggs. She loves to be free on the range. But I digress. We are making a caramelized onion, zucchini, and goat cheese frittata. This is an awesome thing to make if you're entertaining or honestly, if you're at home during the week and you want to do some meal prep for breakfast. I love just making a frittata, having it all week long, cutting a little slice off for breakfast every morning. It's just the best, and you can change up the ingredients, but I love the ingredients we're working with today. We're gonna get started by caramelizing our onions. So we have 2 small red onions. We're just going to cut the tops off of them. And what's nice about this is since we're slicing them into thin slices, you don't need to worry about keeping the root intact. Cut them in half, and then we'll just peel them. I recommend getting a scrap bowl for all your scraps so you can have a very nice, clean setup. I find that when you saute red onions, they are a little sweeter than a typical onion. You could also use leeks if you wanted. You could use green onion. You could really use anything you want. Cut these into pretty thin slices. You really want to make sure you have a super sharp knife here. I know everyone says, oh no, your knife, it's so sharp. Be careful, don't cut yourself. But surprisingly enough, a sharp knife is a safe knife. We have a skillet ready to go. And what's so fun about this recipe is everything happens in the same pan. So less dishes, less cleanup, more fun. Make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees because we're gonna bake this off in the oven. But I'm just going to turn the heat to a medium level. And we are gonna add a little bit of olive oil to our skillet. Another thing is this goes directly from the oven onto the table, so you can serve this right out of the pan. So it's also like extra fun when you're picking a cute pan. We have a little yellow pan today to go with our very yellow yolks. Once this is a bit warmer, we're gonna take the onions and we are just gonna add them right on in. We're just lightly caramelizing these, and we're gonna deglaze with some balsamic vinegar, which is really fun. But these are gonna take like 10 to 15. Season with salt. I like doing a 4-finger or honestly 3-finger pinch. You always wanna build those layers and levels of flavor when you are cooking. And the way to do that is to salt throughout the cooking process, to taste your food throughout the cooking process. That is going to allow you to really feel like you're owning the journey. Own the journey, okay? In general, when you're cooking, you really just wanna make sure everything is pretty uniform in size because that's going to allow everything to cook evenly. This, my friends, is my trusty steed, the mandolin. It allows you to get super uniform slices really quickly. The one thing I will say, this is dangerous. So when you're using it, be really careful. This is a Japanese style mandolin, but you can adjust the thickness by turning these knobs. And we'll test a few and see how they look. We want them to be pretty thinly sliced. So let's see here. That's nice, like a coin, a gorgeous coin. It will start creating a bit of an angle, so just keep turning it as you go. If you don't have a mandolin at home, it's fine. You can also just cut it. Still a coin, nice and thin. What's fun about this recipe is that it's packed with so many veggies. So these onions are, of course, gonna continue to break down. But when you're cutting into this thing, you're gonna get just like rich depth of vegetation, which I promise you, you're gonna love. These are looking really nice. Since we have a little extra time, let's work on our time. What I like to do is we want the leaves, we don't necessarily want the stem. So I will take my finger and I'll just pull down like this. Voila, leaves, stem be gone. So we want the leaves off of about 10 sprigs of thyme. Another thing that you can do if you're really just not feeling like doing all of the work of pulling this off like this, you could take the thyme and you could just chop it really, really finely. So you could just go like this. And what's gonna happen is those stems are gonna be chopped so small that texturally it won't feel too woodsy and it won't bother you. That's a fun trick that I also learned from my cousin who is a chef. We are now going to deglaze the pan with the balsamic vinegar, and we're gonna keep cooking this down. Are you ready? Let's do it. So what the vinegar is doing is it's obviously adding like an insane amount of flavor to it. It's adding a little bit of sweetness too. But it's also going to pull up any of the fond at the bottom of the pan, which for those of you that don't know what that is, it's basically like all the caramelized tasty bits that have built up at the bottom of the pan. The onions are looking done. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull these out. Next thing we want to do is we want to just make sure we have basically everything off of the pan because we don't want any burned bits. And I'm just going to give this a nice little wiperoo. You know, a wiperoo. That's the technical term. Just kidding. It's obviously not. We're going low heat. We are now going to add in some more olive oil, and we're going to add our zucchini in. So this just goes right on in. These luxury coins give a nice amount of salt, and you can already see the color building. That's both browning, but also residual balsamic that's getting picked up by the zucchini. So while this is going, I'm gonna get my garlic ready. I just have 2 standard size cloves of garlic. I'm just gonna smash them with the flat end of my knife. And that makes it really easy to just peel the garlic out. So there are 2 options here. You could either smash it down and chop it up, or you could do what I like to do, which is I like to take a microplane and just grate the garlic over everything. I just find that it's like way easier, and chopping garlic is so annoying, is it not? Okay, this looks great. I'm gonna grate the garlic in. So since this is so finely grated, you wanna do this at the end of the cooking process because we don't want that garlic to burn, okay? Once this is all broken down, we're gonna finish up the rest of our steps for our frittata. Wow. The zucchini is done. It's tasting absolutely divine. Our onions are done, and now it's time to build the base of the frittata, which of course brings in my girl Nellie. Free-range eggs are really awesome to use. They have no antibiotics, no hormones, and one of the things that's really fun about these eggs is they were actually the first egg producer to become B Corp certified and also certified humane. The way you know that this is really good quality is the shell is super thick. The yolk is really orange and creamy and golden and silky and just so tasty. So what I like to do is I will tap my eggs on a flat surface before breaking them. I just find it's an easier break and it makes sure that we don't get any shell. However, I'm still working on mastering my single-handed crack, so let's see if I can do it. Here I go, wish me luck. Yeah, no shell, baby. We're only using 4 eggs here, but because of all the other veg that we have existing in this pan, it's gonna be enough. I promise. We are now going to add in some milk. You can obviously use a dairy-free milk if you prefer. We are adding in all of that gorgeous thyme. Boom. That's just gonna add like a really lovely woodsiness to the overall frittata. So when I'm grating lemon zest, what I'm looking for here is I want to just stop at the white part, okay? We don't wanna keep going any further because that's the pith, and that's pretty bitter. The lemon zest itself holds all the oils, which is going to give us that nice floral lemon flavor rather than the punchy acidity that comes with the juice. We are adding that directly in to our mixture, whisking it around. I am adding goat cheese to this as well, which is pretty salty. So I'm only gonna add a little bit of salt to the eggs themselves just to make sure we are still thinking about building that flavor, maybe a little more. And then I do wanna add a little pepper, because why not? And I have this really cool pepper mill. It's electric. Everything is happening in this pan, which is just such a joy. So we have our balsamic caramelized onions. Ooh, that sounds nice. It has a ring to it. We're adding that right on in. I'm just gonna mix this up. The colors happening in here are really just very beautiful. And then we're going to add in our egg mixture. Just all over. We're gonna add our goat cheese. And you can get a log, you could get pre-crumbled. It just has like an epic tanginess that is welcome in any frittata. You could also use Parmesan, cheddar. It really just depends on what you, like honestly, frittatas are meant for, they are basically eggs that are mixed with anything you have in your house. All right, and then last but certainly not least, we have a fun special garnish. Say hello to the zucchini flower. So these basically grow on zucchinis and they blossom and they have amazing flavor, but typically they're stuffed with cheese, battered and deep fried, but they also make an amazing garnish on honestly any food. The main thing you just wanna make sure is that you remove the inside that has all of the pollen on it. If you can't find these at your store, at your local grocery store or at the farmer's market, do not worry about it. And look at how beautiful that is. I'm actually just gonna pluck this bottom off and we can like make an amazing design. Gorge. Like it's giving restaurant quality. The only thing left to do is bake this. So we're gonna pop it into a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes until it's all puffed up and the eggs are set, and then we're gonna eat it. Follow me. Bye. See you later. See you in 30 minutes. Our frittata is out of the oven. It is looking absolutely stunning. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut into it. And since you made the frittata, you should pick the best slice. And my best slice is this. Yeah. Look at this, absolutely stunning. It smells unreal. Whew. It's real hot, so don't burn your tongue. Depth of flavor from the balsamic onions. We have the tanginess from the goat cheese. That zucchini just melds in with all of the flavors. And then the eggs. They are our rock here. They are substantial. They are creamy. They're doing everything we want them to do in this recipe. You can really taste the quality here with Nellie's free range. And if you're wondering what free range means, it means that the hens are able to hang out outside, hang out inside. They got free range, baby. Whereas cage free just means the hens live their entire life inside. So now you know the difference. Now you know the importance of quality in your eggs. I am going to take all of this home with me. I'm sorry to everyone at Food52. But you will not be enjoying this because it is for me. Make sure you let it cool slightly so you don't burn your tongue. And remember, you can change this up. As long as there's eggs in here, preferably Nellie's, you're good to go. Whatever veg you have on hand, feel free to mix it into this recipe, whatever cheese you have on hand, whatever herbs you have on hand. The frittata world is your oyster. I know I said that already, but I do just want to say it again. Thank you so much to Nellie's Free Range for being part of this video. You can find Nellie's Free Range eggs nationwide, wherever eggs are sold. And if you want this recipe, just click the link below. If you want more information about Nellie's, click the link below. And if you like this video, feel free to give us a thumbs up. Maybe leave us a comment. If you want, you could also smash that subscribe button. My name is Elena Besser. It has been so much fun cooking with you today, and I'll see you next time on Break an Egg. Bye.